welcome to another episode of Indy by Night. Um, we're gonna have a very interesting episode going in tonight, and it's gonna be a good old fashioned breakdown at the club. We're gonna go ahead and go around and introduce ourselves. I'll go ahead and start with. You know what? Let's start with Dimitri here. Let's start with Dimitri. You're the one that came up with this club idea. Let's go ahead and see who you're playing as, and what do you sort of think about or what did Dimitri think about the heist that was just performed?
Hi, I'm Justin. I play Dimitri of Ventru. As far as Dimitri's thoughts, he is now emboldened with this sense of invincibility because we rolled right in there and like rolled right the fuck out, and everybody made it sound like it was going to be so hard. And man, we were risking our lives, and everything just like he said in the beginning, it's just going to work. So he's completely like, yeah, we're untouchable now. Fate is riding on our shoulder. I need to go to Vegas.
You have gained a new flaw. It's called taunting the GM. Take 3 dots.
Wait, I gained a flaw?
Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah.
Dimitri?
Yeah, no, you yourself.
Damn it. Let me
That's
get my real
accurate.
character sheet out. Hold on.
Next up, we got Eva.
I'm Hannah, and I'm playing Eva Hill, and she is part of the Bruja clan. Do you want me to talk about last week's or no?
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Um, yeah, it was actually perfect. I'm a little nervous of Dimitri's confidence now, but I think that's always been there, so not much we can do to stop that. But it was great. It went perfect.
And you also got to meet a werewolf last week, so that was exciting for you.
It's true.
Next up, we got Warren.
Yeah, I'm Warren, and I am playing Carter, the Tremere. And as always, he would much rather be reading a book. But barring that, he is dedicated to keeping Dimitri somewhat out of trouble. And he is also concerned with the amount of extra confidence Dimitri had. That is not what Dimitri needs, is more confidence.
I'm starting to see a pattern here, and it sort of tracks. Um, last but not least, we have Richard.
Hi, I'm Richard. I'm playing Matthew Elisambra, and he's known these vampires for, I guess, closing on 48 hours now. Uh, and so right now he's of the policy. It's the you don't have to be faster than the bear. You have to be faster than your friend. He's pretty sure he's faster than everybody but Eva, so he's going to be fine.
Indeed. Um, as a small recap of what happened last week, you guys were able to go, and with the planning you guys did actually, and thanks to some individuals that you were able to um, get in contact with prior to all the shenanigans that went down, you guys were able to go ahead and set up a distraction and an extraction. Um, as you guys were assaulting the municipal building and breaking out Baron Joshua and the enforcer Angela Wyatt for the Anarchs. Thanks to Jonathan Fairfield and the Anarch Brewhawk clan that you guys didn't lie to, but just happened to be known as Baron Temple. Um, you guys gave your word that you guys would bring back one of the Inquisition members to talk to if they were to go ahead and support you guys and causing a distraction for the Inquisition members as you guys were able to go ahead and cause that extraction. As you guys were bringing these large boxes filled with Baron Joshua and also Angela Wyatt, you guys began to hear some gunshots going off. And then it got quiet. As you guys were prying at the door, trying to open up with your guys' supernatural strength, it opened up enough to be able to see a large figure throw someone across the room as you guys began to see a werewolf walk up to you guys and have a conversation. You guys tried to bargain with it, but seemingly it just wanted to know what you were doing here. But as you guys were trying to go ahead and help it escape, it lets you guys know that Bart says hello. As you guys were able to go ahead and open up the door using the key card, and the werewolf reached and pulled one of the last remaining security guards in before just snapping some bone in its body to make the security guard not really be able to move or do anything. You guys did grab that body and toss it into the back of the sedan as you guys began to drive, or the sedan, as you guys went to drive off with these two larger boxes. Your vehicle is very, very packed, as is, but you guys did receive a little bit of gunfire just from crossing between the outstanding battle that's happening outside of the municipal building. But you guys were able to drive off, go back to Indianapolis, swap vehicles, and deliver the Baron and the Enforcer back to the Prince. The Prince did say that your guys' debt was paid, and that those of your princes that are suffering through some consequences may have a lighter sentence because of what you were able to accomplish. You guys immediately went back into your vehicles, or they're probably assuming the stolen vehicle at this point, and headed back down to Terre Haute, to your guys' haven, the Grove, in preparation for the big bash that's going to be happening, well, tonight. And that is where we're going to go ahead and be picking up. I need everyone to go ahead and roll a rouse check as we're waking up for the evening. If you guys haven't, or we're missing any sort of willpower, make sure that you gain some of that superficial willpower back. And let's see what sort of rolls we're getting here. Carter, so
That tracks.
Yeah, I'll say that goes right on track. All right, Matthew succeeds. Dimitri, no. Eva succeeds. Carter, no. All right, and just to make sure I have everyone, if we could go around and make sure what level of hunger everyone is at, just to make sure that I have all of it on the correct.
I'm at hunger 2.
Hunger 2. Dimitri, what are you at? 3? Ooh, Dimitri's a little.
Yeah, I gotta
hungry,
get a snack.
I know where there's a crunchy guy.
True. Eva, what are you at?
1.
1. And Matthew, are you at 2?
I am at 2.
Okay. You guys wake up, and it's roughly at this time of year about 7:30 when it's getting dark enough where your senses allow you to wake up, and it's safe to move around your guys' nightclub. You guys have about 4.5 hours before the grand opening of the Grove. And some things that were mentioned and discussed, like possibly the lack of sustenance or the kindred that you're planning on inviting.
Yeah, that was going to be the very first thing I said. Oh, shit, we don't have snacks.
Who needs snacks?
All of the people who were coming to this party.
Dimitri especially.
Also Dimitri.
I'll help out Dimitri.
I've thought about it. Can we make it like DIY? Like make the blood scavenger hunt part of the party? Like, you think the prince will go for that?
I don't think we should do BYOB. bring your own body.
Yes. Or in Carter's case,
We didn't put that
bring
on the
your own
invite,
blood.
man. It's
Right,
kind of faux pas.
yeah, it's very faux pas not to,
Super
to-
faux pas. Okay, so where can we find food for 40 vampires in 4 hours? Is there like an Uber Eats for that?
Okay, we need to hit every nightclub. We need to find every bachelorette party. We need to invite them all back here, telling them it's private thing, club opening. We just lock the doors once we get them inside and rock and roll, man.
But didn't you tell the prince that it was kindred only?
Well, they're not going to be here to participate. They are, the food or the entertainment or both.
I have a question. Is there any way this doesn't end up a gigantic breach of the Masquerade?
I was about to say, I think if a bunch of bachelorette parties end up dead, we're going to be in trouble.
Okay, other suggestions?
If it's a kindred exclusive party, then they need to eat at home.
What kind of host is that?
I have to agree.
Oh, shit.
It's never a good thing when someone agrees with Dimitri.
Can we at least knock over a blood bank or something?
So I guess before we get too worried about it, I mean, knowing what I know about, our state in these types of events, how big of a faux pas is it that we're not providing blood for everybody?
It really changes from clan to clan. Like, it's more expected from like bigger things like Elysium, the things to be provided that way. Depending on the prince, it may or may not be an issue. Like, you're not providing him with the experience. He may not care about the rest of the kindred involved. But it wasn't exactly like the invite was saying, hey, the advertising there's no food, and then there was no food. It was just, hey, come to this party that we're going to be having, more or less, was the invite you guys were sending out for the grand opening. So it's sort of tossed in the air. Again, it sort of depends on clans, especially like Ventrue have a very, very specific thing that they look for. So a lot of times Ventrue probably wouldn't get too offended if their specific taste wasn't going to be provided. Compared to like maybe a Toreador is going to be very upset because, that's how the high class people do it, or the best of the best. Everyone has a drink everywhere. So it can change, but most of the time, 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to be okay as long as it's not like a large party like Elysium or something crazy like that.
Okay.
Does anybody know someone who doesn't mind giving up their blood?
Well, we have a lot of
could
security
mingle?
guards.
We don't have that many. But it is okay. I mean, if it's not expected, this is just different than Russia. We always, have snacks.
I mean, I'm sure we could get a few. I just don't think we should gather a bunch of mortals in here and that not be the brightest thing.
No, I don't disagree. I just, I want it to be big. His first night.
I mean, Carter can go raid the prince's whatever it is again.
I think he did that already.
Oh, they don't have more. Okay.
I mean, I could go get some books and just happen to take some blood on the way out. That's totally reasonable.
I mean, okay, so if we're not worrying about this, what else do we need to do before time? It's got to have music, it's got to be alive. How did we not spend any time planning for this?
Suicide missions. And we were busy with suicide missions.
This is true. We need to hire like a party planner or something.
I mean, we were supposed to be the party planners, and
I know, but it's obvious we suck at it.
yes and no.
Where's the yes?
The yes would have been great if we had time. And I'm not going to say the other thing in case somebody else is here.
Also, the yes
Okay.
is that we and the building are still intact.
Exactly.
Yes, you know,
It may
Yeah.
stay that way.
maybe. So Matt, you really quit talking. Maybe you could go fishing a little bit, to kind of reel in some hook.
So I am going to go get my own dinner before this happens. But I can also tell you that having openly bleeding people in a building full of people, the hunger of whom we don't know, makes me nervous. More nervous than you do. Just to sort of calibrate that.
Do I make you nervous?
Anyone who refers to explosives quite as much as you do, but doesn't work in like mining, yeah.
I like you. Okay, you all make valid point. We scrap the blood idea.
I mean, I don't think we have to scrap.
Is up.
No, we don't have to
But-
scrap all the blood. Just
No,
not
but-
as much as we were thinking.
It's just that Matthew makes a good point about some people may come in here like ravenous and like it could get really messy really fast.
Yeah, not having enough might be worse than having a crowd we have to dispose of. That's a frenzy waiting to happen.
I can get on board with this. I'm feeling a little hungry myself. Where do you get your blood from, Carter? Normally, can we get some from there? Maybe if we have enough in the bags. I know some people don't care, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I do have access to some blood. I could probably manage that. How many people are coming to this party?
I don't know. We just kind of put it out there.
I don't know that my supply extends to, hey, I need 40 bags of blood or 100.
Well, then we set it up as we are prepared, but well, we thought y'all were like apex predators who could take care of your own meals. And then it becomes a point of pride that no one needs it until someone does, and we have to keep them calm.
It's fair. Why don't you reach out to Source? Eva, you know DJ?
I mean, I can get one, sure.
Like, one that's okay with what he may see.
I'm sure I can convince somebody.
Is good.
I'll just sit by the DJ and cloud his memory every 30 seconds.
I'll have an NDA printed out for you for him to sign, or her, or them, as you will.
Okay, what else? Anything else we need? What are we missing?
I do have one question. How are we gonna prevent mortals from walking in to this place?
We have guys with, guns waiting at the door. They come in. No, turn around. Private party.
How are they
Yeah,
gonna
we
know
haven't
that-
broadly announced that we're opening, right? So
No, it's not gone public. My social media Facebook page not live yet.
I mean, if we need mortals, I think we could probably just go drop a bunch of 99-cent drink like flyers on the college campus, and we'd be all right.
It's true. It's not a bad idea. But I'm getting ahead of self. We're backtracking. We have plan. Let's stick to plan.
Fair enough.
All right. So we're gonna have a couple of roles here go simultaneously. I need Matt and Dimitri to go ahead and roll their hunting dice. Um,
Oh,
Unfortunately, Matt, as of right now, you aren't an official member of the coterie, so you do not get the domain bonus,
okay.
like Dimitri and the rest of the coterie would. Um, Carter, go ahead and we'll have you reach out to your contact. Then Eva also try to see how to find a DJ at 7:30 on a Wednesday.
It's a slow night. We should be able to find a DJ.
Should be pretty easy. Carter, did you want to do any sort of rituals or any sort of preparation as well for the evening before we get this whole thing started off as well?
Yeah, I will. I will try to increase my blood potency again. That was just so handy last time.
Yep. So actually, we'll go ahead and start with Eva while you're rolling that. Eva, you go ahead and scroll through the good old interwebs and look for a DJ. Look for some of the reviews on a scale of 1 to 5. How good of a DJ are you looking for?
Let's do a 3.
A solid 3. I appreciate it. Okay.
I don't want to pay too much.
Exact. True. Don't want to overpay. You go ahead and reach out to this individual named Fatty Spins. Yeah, go ahead.
What was that again?
Fatty Spins is his name.
Oh, okay. How good of a DJ are you? Like, kind of, just
I mean,
what do you play?
According to the reviews, it's a solid 3. I personally think I'm at least a 4.5 at best.
Okay. What kind of music do you play?
You name it, I can spin it.
Important because I don't have a lot of money.
Of course.
How much do you charge?
How long is the event?
I'm gonna put my hand over the Dimitri. How long is it gonna be?
It's like 3 hours from midnight to 3.
Okay.
I look up from my book. Make sure he spins 1800 chamber music.
Right on that, maybe.
Hey, Nessa, she has her taste.
Yeah, I don't really care about all their tastes, but that's.
So how long is the event going for?
It's gonna be a few hours, like roughly 3.
3
So
hours?
from midnight till 3 a.m., somewhere in there.
And is
You can stay up late, right?
I mean, yeah.
Not gonna fall asleep.
No. I'll take some enhancers for it. Don't you worry. We look in next week. When's the date for it?
Tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry, things got busy and I just never got the chance to
No.
call the greatest DJ around.
Let's go ahead and call it 200 for the late rush, and then the 3 hours.
How about 150?
It's only because business is a little slow right now. I'll accept it. Okay, look, 150.
Sounds good.
Send me the address and what time I need to be there. I'll probably arrive about 20 minutes early to do setup, mic check, and all that fun stuff. Is that okay?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Eva, tell him if he's good, it could lead to a full-time gig.
If you're really good, I mean, we might hire you some more. You never know, because we're just
Wait
opening
till
up
he
our
see this
nightclub.
fucking place. This place is banging.
would be extremely happy if the price was right. Uh, but
Yes,
like I said,
definitely the price needs to be right.
send me the information and I'll be there.
All right, sounds good. When you get here, um, Josh, how well is Hunter off? Can he like help out at this event, or is he?
You haven't seen him since yet last night, so you're not exactly sure how long across the healing process he's been throughout the day.
Okay.
So you'd have to double check and see. But you also know that Dimitri has at least 5 individuals who could meet as door people if they need to be, that are mortals. Well,
All right.
mortals.
Dimitri,
Ask for Carl.
Carl.
Carl, yes.
All right. You're either gonna ask for Hunter or Carl.
You
Either
got
one.
it.
Okay. All right. We'll see you in a few hours.
Fantastic. He goes ahead and
And
disconnects
I
the line.
hang up. Okay, well, DJ is set. Hopefully Carter's good for sitting there the whole night, erasing his memory.
Yep, no problem.
You can have a book with you even. It's amazing.
Oh, I've got a book with me at all times.
He just opens
Well, I
up
meant
his,
actually reading it because
opens up his
we've been
jacket. There's
busy.
just a long list of books that are just in his jacket all the way.
Yep.
All right. What did you get on that wonderful blood potency increase?
I got enough for a +1.
All right. Your blood potency is at 2. All right. And are you go ahead and reach out to your contact?
Yes. So this is it's my touchstone. Well, so my contact is like the used car dealer. The touchstone is the one that works in the hospital with me.
Yes.
What's a roll for that?
Well, you go ahead and call through, and you do know that she typically does work the overnight shift. Is sort of how you guys were able to grow and get to know each other. And you go ahead and reach out to her, and she does. She doesn't answer right away, but a few moments go by, and she answers, "Hey, I got a few you need to call." Sends you a text message.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. And she goes right as soon as you say yeah, instantly you get a phone call.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, it's it's a little busy, but we got a lull currently. Why haven't I seen you around?
It's been crazy. I need to get some time in to come up there.
Yeah, you do, because honestly, the rest of these people are jokes.
Yeah, I've been working at another clinic actually, and they're low on their blood supply. You think I could come by and borrow some, and maybe I can come work tomorrow and catch back up.
Should be fine. Do you have the transfer documents, or do we need to fill that out when we get here?
Yeah, we'll fill it out when we get here, just like normal.
Okay, perfect. I will be here probably for about the next 2 or 3 hours. So,
Yeah, I'll be on my way.
perfect. I'll be here then. I'll see you in a little bit.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. She goes ahead and disconnects the line.
We getting some blood.
All right. And for the people that have to go out and go hunting, what did you guys end up rolling here? Looks like we have 3 successes for Dimitri, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Matthew. Dimitri,
Is that just for my own clarification? Is that 5 or 6? I'm looking at the crate on the end there.
So yeah, it is gonna be just 5 because you would need a second one of those 10s for it to actually be a critical. So it's a pair
Gotcha.
of criticals for.
Okay.
So yeah, sitting at a wonderful 5. Um, and Dimitri, um, you've definitely hunted this grounds well easily enough to be able to find um, some food for you. How much hunger do you want to go ahead and take?
Well, they're trying to encourage me not to kill people.
Yes, they
So
are.
I'll just, get back down to 1.
Okay, so you go ahead and take the 2. It doesn't take very much time to do so. Um, and do you lick the wound shut, or do you go ahead and just leave it as is?
No, I'll lick it shut.
Okay. Um, all right. And do you do anything in particular to make them forget what they saw or experienced,
Uh,
or do you leave them with it?
I mean, who's gonna believe them?
I like it. I like it. All right. So you were back down to 1 hunger. Matthew, even with not really knowing this area too well, you are still able to hunt successfully. Um, I asked you the same question. Are you going down to 1, or are you trying to even the plate?
I will slake 1 hunger, reduce my hunger to 1. Uh, I don't know the area, but I know people, and so I walk around in places that a guy in a suit and tie should not walk around until someone makes a mistake.
Yep. Makes sense. And then also, do you close the wound or do anything to make them forget, or do they just get to
I,
witness what experience they had to?
I closed the wound, but basically I was violent with them and like banged their head off of a dumpster. So whether they remember all the particulars other than this guy in a cheap suit kicked my ass is not as much of a concern to me.
Understood. All right. Um, Carter, you head to the hospital um, to go ahead and sign over some of that sweet blood. You do see someone you haven't seen in quite a few nights, pretty much since you started or moved to the Indianapolis area. But you see Sally sort of sitting behind one of the nurses' stations. She look around and see you sort of walking up, and and she sort of, I'll be right back. Uh, the dude next to her is also uh, working the late shift. Sort of nods and sort of waves over to him. You haven't had very much interaction with this guy before. Not like so little you don't even know his name, but you do. You guys have worked a couple of the same shifts before. Um, but she goes ahead and sort of walks over to you. Um, uh, so, let's go get that. Let's go get that blood for you, huh?
Yeah, sounds good. And before we forget, do I need to do Blush of Life?
Oh yes, you do. Unless you want to look all spooky.
I mean, I do enjoy a good spooky look, but I feel like it is contrary to what I'm going for right this particular moment.
Yes, so go ahead and please go ahead and roll Blush of Life, and that lasts 1 hour.
Sorry, I'm just remembering what I need to roll for that. It's
It should just be a rouse check to do the Blush of Life.
okay, cool.
Nothing like getting hungry right before a bash. Rouse check successful.
Woohoo!
The sort of unnerving for most kindred, at least, especially for those who haven't had hearts beat in very long times, as your heart begins to beat a little bit. The color of your pigment begins to return back to your face, your hands. You begin to feel warm again for the first time. You begin to breathe and feel the oxygen go through your lungs as you sort of take a step and walk into the hospital.
Nice.
She goes ahead and leads you guys, or as you also know, for having been there times, for your own personal need as well as for hospital needs, the blood room. She goes ahead and swipes her card um, as the door opens up to the blood bank. And there are some of those small, like, travel containers for the blood in there as well. And she goes ahead and opens one of those up. How many do they need for your...
Honestly, how many can we spare? I mean, it'll all go to good use.
Uh, any sort of blood type, or anything is okay?
I mean, they need everything.
Yeah, we can go ahead and probably give like 6 bags.
Sure, if that's what we can do. That's what we can do.
I mean, any more we probably have to do a blood drive for. And at this late it'd be hard to get people.
Yep, 6 is enough.
She goes ahead and stuffs the 6 bags into the and tosses a couple of pouches in as well. Make sure that it doesn't begin to warm up and ruin the state that it's in. Closing it up for you guys. And she goes ahead and pulls out a folder that has like a pamphlet of papers. And she begins to start writing out the transfer information on it.
While she's doing that, I'll just try to chat her up. How's everything been going? Anything crazy? How's work? How's life?
Besides yesterday, I don't know why they didn't call you in yesterday. There were like 6, 7 gunshot victims down the street that they had to rush over here. It was insane. It was very hush hush. Like, a lot of government suits that were walking back and forth through the halls on a need to know basis. Like, we barely got credentials of who these people were. It was absolutely insane.
Oh yeah, I mean, everybody okay? And what happened?
I mean, we lost 2 out of the 6 of them in surgery. But it was bad. I mean, people were coming in. It looked like they got into, like, if I didn't know any better, it looks like they got into a fight with like a mountain lion or something. And then some of them, as well as the mountain lion fight, it looks like they were also shot at the same time. I don't know. But there was also a news story last night that there was just a big shootout in the middle of Indianapolis. It was the most random thing.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Well, I'm glad you're holding up okay.
Yeah, hoping to make some moves here in the next couple of days, and we'll see.
Yeah, what do you mean? What move? What kind of moves?
Well, I sort of applied for a couple of different positions within the hospital, so hopefully something comes up for me so I can get out of my little apartment.
Oh yeah, what? Anything I can do to help?
I mean, unless you know the director of the hospital, I don't really think there's too much to go with. But
Sure.
my,
I mean, I can put in a good word.
yeah, I mean, a
What job
reference
are you
would
looking
be
for?
good. Most of it, one of it's the head of the blood bank, and then one's for the sort of like the head RN, if you will, for this floor, and then also just a trauma, and then it's just a lot. But I might need your help on some interview prep next week if you're open.
Of course, I could definitely do that, and I'll be happy to pay the director a visit.
Thanks, Carter. And she sort of walks up and gives just a small peck on the cheek before handing over the stack of papers for you to sign.
I sign it.
Okay. You go ahead and sign off the paperwork, and she goes ahead and takes it. And as you know, whenever the transfers need to happen, she goes ahead and takes it, files it, and it's someone else's problem. but you go ahead. She goes and sits down behind the desk again, and you just hear one of the nurses down the hall. Hey, we got a cart. We need a cart now. And you begin to see the rest of the night staff begin to rush off towards one of the rooms. Hey, I'll catch up. You know how it is.
I do. Good luck.
You too. As she sort of rushes off. All right. You heading back to the Grove.
Back to the Grove.
Okay. As you head back, you guys see Carter walk back in with a hospital cooler in his hand.
I got some blood, guys. It's not as much as we wanted, but we at least have a little.
Easy emergency supply.
Exactly. And this is random, but my contact is actually potentially up for a job of being the head of the blood bank. So we maybe want to pull some strings to have a better supply, more stable.
How can you even drink that garbage? It's got like anticoagulants and stuff in it. It's like the blood equivalent of Red Bull.
Also delicious. I pull out a can of Red Bull.
Ooh,
What's the point of Blush of Life if I can't have a Red Bull?
you know you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Pardon me, I'm gonna go barf.
You're good. And as you drink this Red Bull, as most tastes begin to change for Kindred after being dead for so long, it tastes less like Red Bull and more like battery acid, which it already sort of has that taste to begin with, but it really just brings out the true flavors of battery acid. But the rest of you guys have got your hunger where you need it to be. Any last minute preparations before the DJ arrives? You guys have roughly about 2 hours at this point.
You guys have a computer and a printer?
I'm
Yeah.
sure probably somewhere.
If you'll let me borrow a typist, I will, no kidding, get you that NDA. Just in
Sure.
case he walks out with something he can't explain. He's legally bound. You can sue him if he tries.
I'll grab the little phone behind the bar and ring Carl and tell him to send one of the guys to take Matthew to a computer. And make sure it's one who can actually type, because he's going to be dictating.
Yeah, we'll have Jay. Do you want him to meet on the dance floor, sir?
Yeah, just send him down here to the dance floor. It's
Yeah,
fine.
I'll send Jay. He's the person that types up all our after action reports anyway.
We have after action reports?
I mean, we don't since we have any your employment, but the group of us have worked together in the past. And
Oh, nice.
anyway,
I want.
Jay's on his way, sir.
So this guy can type. You should be good.
Great. I'm just going to send him to LegalZoom and have him fill in the boxes. But this is why I get to charge $80 an hour.
Exactly. You and Jay comes down to the dance floor and walks over to you, Matthew. If you want to follow me, I'll send you over to our computer. You can tell me what to type, and I'll go ahead and get it typed up and print it off for you if you want to follow me.
Lead on, Jay. Is that short for anything?
Just Jay.
Just Jay. Seems cruel to only give your family to only give you $1.
I mean,
Who am I to judge?
there's three, but I guess
I'm
it
kidding.
Also,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Jay. I'm kidding.
Gotcha.
It's all right.
It's not exactly like the sharpest tool in the shed. This guy, but he leads you into the main sort of office, the security office, and begins to type up the document per your guidance.
And no kidding, I just take him to a website with fill in the blank boilerplate. And basically, what it's going to say is that the DJ agrees to be legally bound to not discuss anything that happens between 11:30 p.m. and on this date and 3:30 a.m. on this date while under the employ of the Grove on these dates.
Sick. He looks very perplexed that it could be that simple. As he's going ahead and typing it.
I forgot my arthritis gloves. If I type, I'm gonna look like a crow by the time I'm done.
No, I was just more meaning the people get paid so much for this.
Oh yeah.
It's just I'm in the wrong business, I guess. And he continues filing the rest of it.
I'm always looking for paralegals.
I'd have to talk to boss about that. Not trying to mix the work.
Oh no, no, and I certainly don't want to. I don't want to poach anybody. I just appreciate good typing.
Well, and a few moments go by as he's beginning to type this, and it goes ahead and prints it out and hands you the stack of papers for the document.
Thank you very much.
Of course, if you need anything else, we'll be here.
Matthew will walk back out. All right, so here's a silly question: who's legally responsible for this place? What's the name? What's the name on the title?
Is hold on, I don't remember what I put. It's one of the many shell corporations I've used many times. Hold on.
Totally not a front LLC.
You know what? I like it. Let's go with it.
1 second. Currently taking that for my own personal uses.
Here you go. It's totally not a front LLC. It's
Okay.
good.
And so you can sign things. on
Oh
behalf
yes,
of the-
yes, yes. Yes, we are all signing officers, so we can all sign. It's good.
Oh, great. Pick a name. Sign here.
Norman Johnson. There we go.
Perfect. And then Eva, you gonna meet this guy since you hired him?
Actually, give it to Carl because I think he's gonna be the one to meet up with him first.
Okay.
Have Carl take cell phone too. Take his phone. Tell him very private affair. You know, very important people here. No need snappies. And the Instagrams. None of this.
Oh, good old Dimitri.
Oh, Dimitri.
Maybe
What? What'd I say?
So maybe if he has an Instagram, or a TikTok, we can tell him he can do a little promo for himself outside before he comes in, but he's not allowed to post it until after the show's over.
It's fair. It's fair.
Because we want him to do well, and that puts the storefront on the
No, I agree.
interwebs.
I agree. It's good. It's good.
What are we doing with Drake?
I think Drake should remain in the basement.
I mean, I think you're probably right.
Well, then good.
Es-
One more emergency snack.
Especially if, any of my family attend, it could get ugly if his face is recognized.
We wouldn't want that.
I would not want this in front of the prince after all the shit we've gone through. It would put egg on my sire's face, and I have no wish to do this anymore.
Fair enough.
So can you go choke him unconscious or something, and then that way we don't have to worry about him?
He's locked up. He can't get out of there.
Well, we have to have security elsewhere. No one to guard him.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll go talk to him.
I got it.
Okay.
Carter, you begin to go ahead and descend the stairs ahead to Dimitri's office, where he's currently hanging out at. Unbound, but still sitting in the chair. Hey, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you, bud?
Well, if I'm gonna be honest, ready to get out of this room, if that is
Totally.
a thing.
That seems totally reasonable. Let's just do the blood thing one more time, and then I'll let you out of here.
Yeah, sounds good to me. And he goes ahead and walks over to you.
Cool. I'm just gonna drain him and be done with him.
Oh. Okay.
Didn't see that coming.
Mind blown.
Too many problems. He's just too many problems.
All right, you
But suddenly you're one of those people who leaves their pet along the side of the road.
He's
As-
not my pet. He's the problem
I
hamster.
was going to ask him questions.
not anymore.
We already asked him questions.
Not about that, but about how they knew we were in Indy. We have a lead, and you just
Too
worked
late.
it.
As he walks up, and as from prior of the blood transaction, you typically slice your hand and feed it to him. So he gets ready and takes your hand and looks at it, wait for you to slice it. And as he's waiting, you sort of just launch onto his neck and just take a big bite and fully drain Drake. And you just feel the heavy body just fall out of your mouth and onto the floor. You are 0 hunger.
Problem solved.
I like to imagine that's how Carter, as he's sort of like wiping his face, just problem solved.
Absolutely what he says.
Do you leave him in Dimitri's office?
Oh yeah, that was probably not great planning, was it? No, I'll carry him out. Oh, he had too much to drink. I'll put him back in his basement.
Oh shit.
So good. If I remember correctly, all of the your guys' offices or personal areas are down in the basement area. Is that correct?
Correct. To be close to the Portillion, so we can not the Portillion, but the postern, so we can make a hasty escape if we need to.
Okay. So Carter, you just want to put him closer to the postern, or because you guys are already currently in the basement as is, but there's just like the 4 or 5 rooms that are down there, with room to be expanded upon. But
Yeah, I'll just go put him in my library. Nobody else is going to go in there.
I like it.
Hashtag facts.
I don't even know. I mean, other than Matthew, I don't even know if these guys can read.
I resemble that remark.
You go ahead and
I mean, Eva can probably read.
yikes.
Look at him backpedal.
Right. It's all a downward spiral so far. You go ahead and put the person in your library. Of course, you have a couple of chairs and tables and stuff. Go ahead and prop them up on it. Shut the door to the library and head back upstairs.
I could just see like Carter going to his library every night and just like talking to Drake, walking around reading books. He talks to this desiccated corpse. You're the
He's
only one who
actually a-
understands.
He's a better conversationalist now. Like, you don't understand how little Carter liked him. That was not his plan. That's not the type of person he wants as a ghoul.
That is true.
Also, I was feeling guilty about lying to him so much, so I just,
You had
Well,
to
I'm
save
glad-
your own guilt.
Glad we got past that then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and there's no end game. Like I can't let him out. Like I can't turn him into a kindred. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't. So what am I just gonna keep him locked up in the basement until he decides to break out? No, like we needed to get it done. I'm not gonna put it off on Dimitri.
How kind of you. How kind.
You just didn't want him to suffer.
Exactly. Speaking of mercy killing, as you head back upstairs, any last preparations?
I am gonna go downstairs and check on Hunter.
Okay.
And just give him the rundown of everything that's going on.
Yeah. As you head down to Hunter's room, you can see he's not wearing the same clothes he was wearing yesterday, but he's sort of wearing just like a pair of basketball shorts and a t-shirt, and you can sort of see wrapped around his arm as well as some of the bandage just sort of sticking through around by his neck. You can definitely see that he's wrapped up pretty well, but he winces a little bit as he turns towards you as you enter the or open the door. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, not too bad. A lot of party planning. I'm just needing a break. Figured I'd come check on you.
Yeah, I'm getting there, to say the least. It's mostly bruises and soreness instead of opened wounds.
This might not be like the best time since you're still in pain, but what the hell happened?
I don't know. I went to go meet with someone about selling the old property, and I made it maybe a couple blocks. Someone, as I was waiting at a stoplight, opened the door and pulled me out of the car and just started attacking me before you showed up.
You didn't recognize any of them?
No. No. They were asking for you though. They asked if I knew an Eva Hill. I didn't recognize
Then
them.
what did you say?
Say what I always say when people ask about you. No.
What did they look like?
They were quick, but I mean they were anywhere between 5'8", 6'2", anywhere between there. They were all wearing mask on, like not like normal like masks that you would see in like robber movies. No, they were like Halloween masks that they were wearing, and it takes like a moment just to take a deep breath. But I don't know.
Did they say anything more than just asking? Because, I mean,
I
unless
think
they were just beating the shit out of you just for my name, but
I think they thought I was dead. I could have swore they were saying that I didn't have the right type of blood. I don't know if that means anything to your kind, but
I mean, it's weird in any kind, but
I mean, yes, but I don't know. I know that we had some conversation about what you are or what I am, but I don't know if types of. I mean, they're talking about like AB. They're talking about AO. Like, I don't know. They just said I didn't have the right kind of blood. And they
okay.
sort of left me on the side of the road.
Did they drive up in a car?
I was gonna be honest. I wasn't really paying attention. I was too busy on my phone at a stoplight.
Okay. Well, I'll let you get some rest. I don't know how soundproof it is from upstairs to down here, so you might hear some loud music. You might not. So sorry if you do.
It's all right. Just watch your back. I know these people have been good to you so far, but just watch your back, all right?
Always try. I'll let you get some rest.
Yep. And he sort of like falls back onto his bed and sort of like winces as he lays back. I'll be here if you need anything.
Yeah, I don't think you're going anywhere too fast, so I'll see you around.
Yeah. Last thing, is Carl handling the DJ, or am I going up to meet him? Do you have a
No,
preference?
no. Carl can do it. I just didn't know
All right.
how you were healing or
No,
anything. So
we're good.
if you were up for it,
If you need it, I can do it.
nah,
All right.
we're good.
And he sort of turns back over.
I'm just gonna head back upstairs.
Okay.
Well, actually, I don't know if I have any of my weapons on me, so I'm just gonna grab those if I don't have them.
Okay. Are you grabbing just the knife and the steak?
Yeah.
Okay. And I know you guys mentioned giving the armor and stuff to your security personnel. Does that also include the 5 guns with the white phosphorus rounds? Or are you guys keeping those in your own personal offices?
Mm.
I'm definitely keeping one for me.
Yeah, I mean they've got their own guns already. I think just kitting them out with the body armor,
Okay.
especially because it has the helmets have those nifty little kind of
Visors and stuff.
built-in protections that can help if they encounter aggravated kindred, a la the anarchs who might be looking for revenge or whatever.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned loading them with anti-vampire rounds.
Yeah. How many we have? 4 of those guns?
5. You
Or do we
said
have
5?
5? Okay, I might give Carl one. I'll just let him know, like, I'll give him the mag, not the gun, as long as he's got a matching firearm.
Yep.
And basically let him know that, this is, shit goes really sideways. You pull this bad boy out. You shoot guy and he no, like, drop, he just look at it like, ha ha ha, stupid. That's when you put this in.
Yeah. You got it. Got it. Anything we should know about tonight, sir?
You and who's the other guy who came to my office? It's Carl, this you, but
Oh,
who's the other guy?
Mark.
Jimbo or Mark? Mark. Yes. Mark. You have Mark. You guys kind of keep watch on floor. Let the other guys kind of stay out of the way, where they no see stuff. Guarding doors, not in the room, so to speak.
Yeah, of course. And I apologize if this is forward, sir, but is this a party of mixed individuals, or are this all
No, it's going to be my people.
understood? I'll make sure that they stay out of reach.
Yes, definitely. It's
Um,
a good idea.
and if it's okay with you, sir, I'll let everyone know that not to take any calls besides me from you and your group of associates.
Sounds like a plan, my friend.
I like to think we're starting to get on the same page.
Yes, and I don't have to keep asking you if, anyone's killed you yet.
I would like to see them try.
I like that. It's good attitude.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna go. Security is gonna be lackluster around the building for probably the next 30 minutes, sir, as we go ahead and have our debrief before tonight, if that's okay.
It's fine.
Understood. And he goes ahead and grabs his walkie-talkie that's off on the belt, and you can hear him radio. Everyone meet in the security room for the nightly debrief for the opening of the Grove. All right. I'll ask one last time. Any last requests before we time jump? to 11:30.
I'm good.
All right. About your crew or your security people begin to divvy up to the different locations, and shortly Carl goes to the front door, answers, and you can see the DJ giving this phone over to Carl, and Carl heading over the NDA, and the guy, yeah, and starts signing it and hands it back to Carl. And begins to set up for tonight. He looks over to you, Dimitri. Anywhere you'd like me to set up in particular? I was thinking sort of
Yes.
the main stage, but
Yeah, come with me. Come with me.
yes.
Does he seem pretty impressed by what he's seeing around him?
It seems like he's seen some clubs, but this
Mhm.
sort of with the art you guys have set up and the way that this looks, it definitely looks like he's surprised, especially for what's outside and the rest of the town looking in here.
Yes, come right here. This is where you'll be. You set up your music. You play good music. People make requests. You be gracious. You do requests. Anything you see, you forget. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Look, a lot of important people be here. Okay, that's why your phone taken, why you sign in the A is very, very, high class people. Sometimes high class people get together, they have fun, different kind of fun than what regular people expect. You know what I'm saying?
I can understand.
That's good. So, if this go well, perhaps you have a full-time spot. We going to be open to public very soon. We've got some flyers working on this. This is Eva. She's our talent coordinator. So you meet with her afterwards. She talk to you, tell you what's up. Maybe you guys negotiate a little. Maybe not. Maybe you just say, hey, give me the job. I'll take whatever you throw at me, huh?
Sounds good. I got to set up, and then just make sure that everything works fine, and then we'll be all set and good to go.
It's sound hookup panel right here on stage. So you just plug in whatever you need.
Perfect. I appreciate it. And he goes ahead and starts
Yeah.
rapidly getting to work. You guys begin to hear the sounds of music beginning to echo sort of in this main room and just begin to start playing lively as music and lights begin to start turning on into like getting the club going. And for the first time, it looks less like a theater and more like the club that you've begun to imagined it from when you made the purchase. And almost exactly at midnight, you begin to see Carl walk through the lobby, give you a nod, and begin to head to the front door.
I'll go to the front door with him. I'll kind of motion everybody like, come on, we have to go there again. He's got like a spring in his step, like an excited child on Christmas Day.
Of course. Now I
Just
do want to ask, because my favorite part of Vampire is that it's so all about fashion and how you look and how you're presenting. What is everyone going to be wearing for the opening night of the Grove? I'll go ahead and start with Dimitri, since you're so excited and have that little spring in your step.
You guys have never seen him dressed this nice. It's a custom tailored Armani suit, black slacks, belt with a big garish silver buckle, silk shirt that's been pressed perfectly, crisp, open at the collar, black sport coat on with a matching purple satin handkerchief, cufflinks. His hair is pulled back in a ponytail. He never pulls his hair back. It's actually combed for once. There's no blood on his face or on his clothing.
It's a whole new world, and Dimitri's here for
Yeah.
it.
He's shaved. No 5 o'clock shadow. He looks,
Exactly.
like presentable.
Present weirdly. Eva.
Well, Eva really hates to get dressed up.
Of course.
So she's just gonna wear like nice dark green dress, but nothing like crazy, no jewelry, no extra anything. She'll put her hair up for tonight. Usually she just has it down.
Okay.
She'll put it up because, Dimitri's a little demanding on this, so
Everyone has to look perfect.
We had inspection 10 minutes ago.
Exactly.
So yes, nothing crazy though. Just enough to get by his inspection.
Exactly. What we like to call the good old college try.
I couldn't get her to take off the combat boots, though. She wouldn't get rid of those.
Absolutely not.
No, what if I need them? Stilettos.
Valid point.
If you wear stilettos, they could also count as a stake if you try hard enough. Is all I'm saying.
But I already have a stake in my dress, so it's all good.
That works. You gotta like on the back, like the little back piece right
Mm-hmm.
here. I like it.
Exactly.
And Matthew, what are you wearing for this evening?
Matthew is still in his off the rack suits, but Matthew is also hanging back from this welcome party because their relationship is not yet very clear. So he's gonna this is their place. Give them their time.
All right, and last but not least, Carter, how are you dressed and ready to impress for this situation?
Yeah, so I definitely put on my nice clothes, which are not really that nice compared to what like Dimitri would have. But it's nicer than the hoodie that I would typically wear for sure. But yeah, just very sort of like blend into the background, kind of clothes.
Sure.
And I'm gonna do my best to blend into the background and just sort of watch and listen.
And speaking of watching, are you looking supernaturally around? Or...
Oh, of course.
All right, go ahead and roll wits plus aspects for me, please. And the rest of you begin to head towards the front door as there is a line of people waiting to get in. First, people you begin to see is Bart walk in. Very old visage. And you guys have seen Bart in his true form before with the hanging jaw and everything, but it's more or less the same face, but the jaw is brought up about 6 inches to make it actually look like a closable working jaw. But he is also wearing a very nice Italian suit, very dressed up, and looks around. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Shakes his hand and continues to walk into the club as the music's just sort of playing in the background. You do see a couple of other kindred you guys haven't met before, but they're all locked arm in arms, wearing very nice suits as well. Not nearly as nice as, Dimitri's or Bart's, but more of passable as they both walk in as well.
I'll smile and shake their hands as they come through. It's a pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for the invite. A few more people come by and pass through before you finally see Nessa. And she sort of bows, and she's wearing a very out of place dress. Very 1800s, very much her. Heavy face makeup, very large hair done up, looking very, very pristine.
I'll do like the full bow and kiss her hand, as I kind of greet her and welcome her to the establishment.
Oh, Dimitri, you're too kind, too kind. Um, and she sort of smiles and looks back as the next individual walking up is the individual you've been not exactly introduced to yet, but you have heard of in passing is Caleb, wearing a very nice suit, almost like all black, except for his handkerchief is a bright blue. As he sort of walks in, again, face half charcoaled, as he sort of walks up to you guys and shakes hands. I only expect the best from a fellow clan of kings. Looking forward to your establishment very much.
You are too kind, and you are always welcome.
Thank you, thank you. And he sort of like gives you like a partial bow before heading in to the next room. Next up, you've seen this guy in passing before, but you assume now that you have a name to put to the face, Sheldon walks in, and you see him sort of muttering to himself a little bit, walking in, rapidly shaking people's hand, like very, very excitedly. Hi, the name's Sheldon. Nice to meet you guys. Nice to meet. I'll be going.
Thank you. Pleasure.
And he's got a purple striped suit. It looks very, very well done. Except his hair is like all sorts of a mess as he's sort of walking in. And then the last member of the Prima Gen walks in, arm in arm with Jordan, as Augustin and Jordan are sort of walking into together. Again, Augustin sort of with a just a very generic face you guys have seen before, but he is wearing a very, very nice black and red suit with a nice bright red bow tie. He sort of walks in. And Jordan wearing a set of heels and a blue dress, hair tied up as well. And they both sort of bow towards you, and Augustin sort of goes for a handshake and brings like sort of like in for like a shake and bring it to a hug. And I have business we need to discuss later whenever you have a moment after, or maybe towards the end of your party. Please, let's enjoy, shall we?
Indeed.
And Jordan does like she loses the lock arm and just sort of stands there, and then waits for Augustin to put back arm, and then continues to walk into the club with her. It is a very off-putting dynamic between the two of them. And last but not least, you do see the prince walking in. And at first you didn't see it because you sort of see his hand sort of behind it, or both of his hands behind his back as he sort of, what you would expect to be sort of hand in hand behind, just walking forward. But what you see afterwards is he sort of brings his hand up and snap as someone is hands over a leash. As you can see, Baron Joshua on all fours trailing behind.
Well, I put my hand over my mouth to hide my smile. I see you have acquired a new pet, my prince.
Yes, I guess the pound didn't want him. As he sort of smiles. I hope this is fine.
Oh, it is more than appropriate, my prince. It is hilarious.
The Baron Joshua sort of rolls his eyes and continues to walk on all fours as he's being led by the prince into your establishment. As you see the rest of the doors sort of shut, and you can see the cars that are lined up. Each one of them have their own driver attached to them, but they stay out and sort of begin to, almost as like they've done this multiple times with possibly Elysium or other parties. The drivers begin to sort of congregate together and talk. Carl looks to you and sort of nods, and the doors behind begin to shut, and he sort of stays out and watches.
Yeah, I'll follow everybody inside, and I'm sure the music's probably kicked off.
Mm-hmm. And the music, you can sort of see people are nodding their head to a little bit. You see Nessa with a very big smile on her face. And it sort of begins to creep up onto it when she passes the painting that was delivered to your place, and she continues to smile and walk through as the music begins to pick up a little bit. The prince, with his new pet in tow, gets to the center of the dance floor and sort of raises one hand.
I'll look at the DJ and,
You
give
see
him the cut symbol.
hurriedly begin to cut the music and turn up the lights just a smidge. He's like, thank you so much for the kind invitation of this coder. You guys have proven yourself over and over again, and hopefully I won't take up too much time, and so we can see the wonderfulness that you guys have put together in your little new abode. But our gracious host, Dimitri, was kind enough to allow me to use this as an opportunity to announce our Elysium taking place in about 1 month's time. It's going to be at the Indianapolis Art Museum, and we will have the whole venue to ourselves, and we are expecting roughly about 100 and 200 kindred that will be there. Food will be provided. And he sort of looks down to Baron Joshua. And it will be Camarilla and Anarch side by side. It's still all the rules of Elysiums will go. Everyone is safe there and back, and they are not to be harmed. Once we get more time and an exact date, my head of Elysium will make sure to let everyone know when the exact time and date will be. But that being said, thanks to this fantastic coterie, my new pet and, well, his pet have been brought to my attention. And tonight I would like to announce something that has not happened in a few weeks. But a blood hunt for Angela Wyatt starts this evening after a party. Enjoy. And as for you, as well as any kindred at home, this is one of the only times that Diablerizing is allowed and sanctioned. So, the kill is yours, to do with as you like. No one will judge for how you finish it. And if anyone is found judging, they will also meet the executioner as well. Now, please, let us... And at this point, you sort of see Baron Joshua sort of roll his eyes and shake his head. Please, let's not take too much more of your time. And he sort of claps and looks to you, Dimitri.
I'll start clapping. Woo, 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 woo. I'll come up. Thank you, Prince. All right, everybody, let's get crazy. And I'll point at the DJ.
You just hear boom, 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 as the music begins to climb and the lights begin to go into full effect. Everyone is having a fantastic time. Even the prince hands the leash off to Jordan and begins to actually dance and enjoy himself as well. It takes a little bit for him to actually feel comfortable enough, but eventually he does continue to dance. And you can see that the different members begin to sort of dance with each other, but you can definitely see that conversations are happening, as many things as the kindred world do. Everything is business one way or another. And you could sort of see, as you guys are on the sidelines, sort of see the different workings of the Camarilla begin to unfold in front of you. Anyone like to do anything while this party is going?
I guess I'll try to locate Augustin since he had mentioned something on his way in.
I'm kind of mingling, but I'm really just trying to avoid the prince or the primogen at this point.
Okay. Are you trying to find a individual dance partner that are mingling with someone that is not them, or are you just trying to be off by yourself, sort of dancing and enjoying the place, but keeping your distance from either of them?
I'll kind of be like in the center of it. I mean, not like with a specific person.
Okay.
But also just like keeping an eye out and ears out just to see if I hear anything weird or.
Yeah, go ahead and roll wits and awareness. And then, what did you roll for your wits plus aspects, Carter?
I rolled 2 hits, I think.
It does look like that. Yes, yes, yes. 2 hits. As you're searching around, on Baron Joshua, you can see that there is something being casted on him. Some sort of, he's affected somehow by blood magic.
That makes sense.
But something of note for you, you're not exactly sure who would have casted it, since that's why the prince was so interested in having you join the coterie.
That's a good point.
It's because there was no other Tremere in your area.
That is a good point.
So,
Then I may, I guess, try to ask the prince if I get him get a moment with him.
yeah. He's not exactly next to Eva, but is towards the center of the dance floor, dancing with Jordan. Do you want to try to cut in, or?
No, that seems like a bad plan.
Okay.
But I will stand there politely, and if I get the chance to make eye contact with him, give him the.
Sure. So on one portion of the club, you could see Dimitri. You finally find Augustin, and you sort of see him nod and break away from the people he was dancing with, and begin to head off. You guys head towards your office.
Yeah,
or just
sure.
off the side. Okay.
No, we'll go down there.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to talk over pulsing music.
Exactly. You go ahead and you do pass by Mark, who's watching the other set of doors towards your guys' offices. And you do pass your main security, and you head down towards the office. And when you head down to the office, you do notice something out of place. You do notice that Drake is no longer in your office at all, where you last left him.
That makes sense, though, because Carter said he was going to take care of it, so.
Yeah. He just said he would talk to him.
Yeah, I'm sure he convinced him to go downstairs. Back to his room.
Right. So you go ahead and head off to into the office, and he looks around. This is quite a nice place. You have.
Yeah, it's a start.
He smirks. So, I know our business from earlier this week wasn't exactly fruitful as I would have hoped, at least. But hopefully you're still contemplating or maybe thinking with your coterie about the original request that I had.
I mean, I'm always open to new ideas.
Okay. Well, if you happen to find anything out on the individual that we were conversing over, or any plans that they have, please, I would thoroughly appreciate any sort of information you may have.
Like, how founded do you want this information? Do you want hearsay and conjecture straight from the horse's mouth? Do you need evidence to support the claims?
I definitely need some sort of evidence if we're looking for the big fish that they're trying to fry. But if you have anything that maybe stacks up onto each other or is continual, I would appreciate that as well.
Has she ever given you a gift?
Yes, a painting once.
Check it out thoroughly.
Is there anything I should be concerned about?
Just know that there's a high probability that the conversations you've had in private aren't so private.
And you can sort of see both his fists begin to curl up. And you can see the visage that he's holding together begin to fade as his jaw lowers
Augustine?
a little bit.
This
Yes.
this is the night for peace.
Of course.
And I may be worrying you for no reason. I am just saying, with this one you must be careful.
You sort of see him put his jaw back up a little bit, and the claws in his hands begin to furl back inside. I apologize for losing my cool in your.
It's okay. I
Generosity.
understand. I am a passionate man myself, so I can empathize with you. I just think this is good warning for you and could be too if you do not tip your hand.
Speaking of tipping hand, that was very, very kind, and I have something. I see information as a currency, if you will, and you gave me a great amount of free currency, and I feel like it must be paid back. It is. The prince has concern over your family, specifically your brother, your cousin, or whoever they may be.
One and the same.
He has no proof, but I can tell you he's investigating him.
Which one?
The one that remains living.
I thought there were 3 that came over.
He stops and looks. The one that was in the room when things began to be handed out as punishment. Only 2 of the 3 were there. One was off on other business.
And this may be pushing too much, but do you know what the information came to light that possibly indicated that he might have been involved in this?
Just coincidence of Inquisition attacking your home.
Mhm.
And shortly after, they attack here as well. Nothing for us to prove. And again, very early conjecture, but I just felt like maybe watching your paintings as well. And he sort of smiles.
Thank you. Thank you indeed. It's much appreciated. And, enjoy this evening. I hope that you find the accommodations to your liking and know that you are welcome anytime.
He sort of nods his head. I don't need it now, but do you have food if needed?
As long as you're comfortable with it in a bag.
Blech.
I agree. But you know Carter.
He's a blood bag enjoyer, is he?
He says it's because he doesn't want to get messy, but I think it's the kid in him.
Good to know. Good to know. And he goes, now, if you excuse me, I don't want people to get the wrong idea.
It's okay. They will speculate. They always do.
Indeed, they do. He sort of slaps you on the shoulder and begins to head back. Roughly at this time, Carter, you do lock eyes with the prince, and he sort of makes his way across. While the prince is making way across the dance floor, Eva, you can definitely see Carter and the prince sort of lock eyes for a moment before the prince begins to move over towards Carter. You see Dimitri leave with Augustin. Matthew, where are you at during all of this?
So, as I was following things, the prince handed the leash to Jordan, but then was dancing with Jordan later. So, in that interim, I would like to be the person to go, oh, I'll hold that for you.
Jordan looks you up and down and looks towards the prince. The prince nods. And then she goes ahead and hands the leash over.
And get the poor pupper off out of the dance floor and behind at least one pillar that mutes the sound a little. Sit down. I'm going to take my jacket off and throw it over his shoulders. I presume he's not wearing like much of anything.
He is wearing what looks like at one point a very nice suit that looks like the knees are tattered and beginning to tear at the portion for who knows how long he might be walking. But you can definitely tell that when he sort of moves, you can definitely see the undershirt sort of open up a little bit, and you can definitely still see the large, massive burn hole that was left from the Inquisition.
You need to sit down?
What?
Can you? I don't know.
You tell me to sit?
No. I asked, do you want to sit? Like, on your butt, off your knees.
He sort of plops down, but you see that he sort of plops down in a way where he still resembles a dog, like he's been trained to do this.
And Matthew will lean in and go, I can make you no promises. And you have no reason to trust me. But you're also kind of short on options, and we don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to be simple. If I can get your lieutenant back to Anarch territory with her head attached, I want a blood boon. If I don't, you're out nothing.
Do you have something in mind?
I think I have a way to, if I can get to her before the others do, I think I have a way to move her that will make her hard to find until she's back in a safe place.
And how do I know this is some trick that you and your prince have put together?
You don't. On the other hand, I'm not asking you for anything. Am I?
He sort of stops and looks.
And a boon from a dead anarch is worth I don't know, pick something of low value. My tie.
You would do this to betray your prince?
No. Bloodhounds fail. Vampires are clever. These things happen. I would do this because he's going to want to gloat over you, which means you're not going to die. Hell, he may send you home, and then you're going to owe me a favor.
Yeah, you got yourself a deal.
Cool.
He sort of raises his hand up towards you to shake it.
I take it. You want some like hand cream for the knees and the palms there?
How about this? You let me out of these restraints, and I'll give you 2 boons. Hell, I'll give you territory.
Let me take a rain check on that. But put simply, I already busted you out of one place. Be patient.
He sort of nods and continues to move his head as he turns the nod into sort of going with the music. At this point, Eva, you're now the only last remaining coterie on the dance floor as everyone else sort of moves to different spots. As 2 of these individuals sort of come up to you and begin to dance next to you. And what is your name? As both the women sort of walk up and start dancing.
I'm Eva.
Ha!
Who are you guys?
Acquaintances of the prince.
In what way?
In same way of, I guess you wouldn't call us necessary coterie, but something less formal.
Got it.
And what the other girl looks to the other and smiles back at you and hush. We almost are able to hear. Some say we put the prince where he is.
Well, that's exciting, I guess.
It is.
I'm like making really small talk because I really don't care.
So, if I had to guess, and I do apologize if we're coming off too forward. Clan of Kings, yes?
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
She just looks to you and asks, Clan of Kings, yes?
No.
Oh, I apologize. Your stature and sort of the way that the rumors are that you speak to the prince makes me feel like you believe that you should be.
And what's the rumors?
No, they're just very open to relieving your mind to whatever the prince may have. It's just very venture of you.
Thanks, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know all the different like clan stuff yet. I mean, I'm not like a newbie, but kind of a newbie. I was kind of like hidden away, so to speak, for a while.
The other one that originally started the conversation. I was too. But we could help you if you would like. Sort of like tutors.
Do I need help? I feel like I'm doing just fine.
That is for you to decide. We're just here to offer some assistance if you need it.
I don't know. You got maybe take you up on it, but you have phone numbers, and I just hand them my phone. You can plug them into here if you want. I might text you, might call you. I might not ever.
We prefer things to do the old-fashioned way. And then the other individuals, shut up. And she begins to put in a phone number in and heads you back the phone. And they continue dancing.
So when you are starting to say old-fashioned, you mean like writing letters?
That's how the Cambria functions, drop spots, setting people, all that fun stuff.
A lot of confusing stuff, but stuff that I'm trying to get used to.
Like I said, it is up for you to decide, but we are more than happy to help mold you into where you believe you are or should be.
So, how long have you been assistants or whatever you are to the prince?
Mm. Before he was known as Prince, including that time. And at this point, they're starting to like finish each other's sentences almost. 500 or so years. Takes a long time to craft and mold someone into the ultimate prince, the ultimate hunting machine, if you will.
Yeah, I guess so. So, are you guys like sisters or something? So you guys can figure each other what each other are saying, or finish each other's sentences?
Ah. Yes, we are. Well, not in life, but in death we are. We both have the same sire.
So, okay,
Indeed.
interesting, I guess.
Quite. So, we can tell that you don't like this conversation.
I mean, I just don't like a lot of conversations. It's not really you per se.
We respect that honesty. So, we'll be over there. And they sort of point to one of the less crowded portions. If you need us for anything, we're here for you, Eva.
What are your names?
Belle, and the other person raises their hand, and Haley.
Well, nice to meet you guys.
They sort of both bow as Haley takes Belle and sort of spins her off, and Haley follows after.
And I just kind of like watch them as they're moving on.
Yeah, they just continue to dance. Carter, you get to the prince walks over to you, continuing to dance. You know how I didn't take you for much of a dancer, Carter?
No, I have been known to dance a bit, but you know, I'm working as always. Um, and I apologize for disturbing you. I noticed your pet has some uh, blood magic on it, and I just wanted to make sure you were aware.
I am. He has a bloodstone placed inside of him.
Ah,
You know, GPS tracking for dogs or chipping, and this one just is a little bit more personal.
clever, very clever.
Well, you know, just wait till he finds out that he's getting bounded, bloodbound tomorrow.
Well, that should be exciting. Of course, he has yours to do with as you wish.
Glad we're on the same page, and it's all thanks to you. And he sort of like pokes you right on just the tip of your nose.
Boop.
Exactly.
Well, there were certainly many that helped.
And any chance, I know you've been a little busy, but any chance you found out anything new on the thin blood concern?
Well, the many possible research subjects are, as you can probably Uh, guess they did not survive. With your permission, I would be more than happy to take a few. The experiments. I would need your understanding that kindred might expire. Thin bloods, if we can even call them kindred. Anarchs, of course.
Let them. They say, if you believe in these sort of things, that the thin bloods are the end times. So the fewer the thin bloods, the closer we are to safety.
I couldn't agree more. Well, I will begin immediately, my prince.
You sort of see him sort of almost looks like he's looking at something and sort of begins to trail it before looking back at you. Yes, yes, uh, yes. Um, roll wits plus insight for me, please.
That would be 4 hits.
4 hits. Um, he definitely. It almost like he's tracking something, but that's too like his head's moving too quickly to be tracking like anything, even as fast as Eva is. It's like it's not fast enough to be someone using like Eva's sort of transportation, and it's too fast for it to be someone moving while invisible. It's sort of like somewhere in between blinking and someone just running around, um, where he's just sort of spins off and then it comes back to you. After he sort of spins off a little bit, you see he's sort of almost like he forgets where he is and then remembers and then continues with the conversation. Um, no. Yes, these thin bloods, be rid of them any way you see fit, and would be happy to see what you are finding with your research. Are you able to do the research here, or do you need to use our facility?
I may need some tomes, but I believe we have suitable facilities.
If not, and you need to change your mind, please let Jordan know, and she will be able to provide that access for you and your coterie.
Perfect. And of course, I will endeavor to only capture thin bloods, but sometimes it is hard to tell. So if perhaps I get some non-thin bloods, I hope you'll understand.
Yes. As long as we're not making a habit of blowing up another 50 of them, it should be fine.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Indeed. Anything else?
No, unless there's anything you need from me, Prince.
Um, no, I think that is fine. Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of the party then.
Indeed. And you guys had to be the dance in the middle. All right. Any other moves? Right now, Dimitri, you are heading back up. You and Augustin have re-entered the dance party. Roughly when you see Eva now eyeing the two girls that you haven't met yet that sort of spin themselves out of the dance circle. You see Carter and the prince conversation begin to finish up. And you can see sort of off to your left Matthew sitting next to Baron Joshua. Not talking, but just sort of sitting next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where
Where's Nessa?
Oh, Nessa is standing, boom, in the middle. And you can sort of see the prince begin to walk over and like dance his way over to Nessa in the middle. And then you see the DJ just having the time of his life up on the stage.
Is there any way I can beat the prince to Nessa?
Yeah, you have rapid reflexes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not one to necessarily, with the mortal hanging
Supernatural.
out. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to get there that quickly.
Yeah, you can, instead of like, he's almost like dancing his way to,
Gotcha.
but you could absolutely, if you make a hurried pace.
Just like stalk over there.
Yep, you could absolutely make your way over to Nessa.
Yep. I'll just grab her and spin her around and take her into like a waltz and kind of point at the DJ like, dude, hit it. That 1800s bullshit.
He looks at the dress, looks at you, and it's
Give that nod.
it is a screech as the sound sort of like begins to heavily slow down and begins to play some very, very classical 1800 music. And it sort of takes the rest of the room by surprise, as you can see just the smile begin to creep across Nessa's face, as you almost can see that she's back in a different, like, she's happily dancing with you, but it almost, you can see she's almost teleported to a different time, where she's sort of almost looking through you, and she looks and smiles, looks to you, making eye contact with you. And for the end of tonight, I need you to roll.
Oh, shit.
What is that?
Son of a bitch.
I need you to roll. What is that? One moment, please. So sorry.
No worries.
I try to make eye contact with Dimitri and just roll my eyes, and then mouth like, suck up.
To which I'll grin really big.
Yep. Absolutely. Where is this? I'm so sorry.
No worries.
Composure plus wits.
Okay. Ooh, not a super great roll for me.
Really? You're normally so stable and smart.
Yikes.
Yowzers. Okay, well,
Tell us how you really feel about that situation there.
I have a whopping 1 success.
Oh.
Oh!
Okay.
Yes, master.
Yes, you are now considered entranced
Ooh.
for the next 7 hours.
Oh, shit.
It is 1 hour plus the difference between the two. And she's like, thank you, and please continue to dance with me. We have much to discuss. And that is, as Eva's rolling her eyes, that is where we will go ahead and end tonight's session.
You're a monster.
Dirty bastard.
It's only
For
because
real.
I learned about this power the hard way the other day. I was like, whoa, that's super cool. But I can promise that I'm not going to make you put up posters for 30 minutes.
Well, that's nice of you.
Yeah. But thank you
You
guys.
put up posters for 7 hours.
Exactly. Thank you guys
Ugh.
so much for coming and hanging out. Really do appreciate it. Thank you for the classical music. And we will be back next Tuesday to play some more Vampire the Masquerade. I do want to shout out to everyone in Chatland. We do have a official new member of our show. Matthew, aka Richard, is going to be joining us as a part of the official cast. So I do want to say welcome. I hope that you don't get entranced forever, and welcome to the show.
Thank you.
This will be uploaded on next Monday, as well as the uploaded to podcast. So anywhere you guys get your podcasts from, this will be uploaded as well. Still trying to get the time down, but it will be done, I promise. So make sure you guys go and check it out. Give it a like, give it some comments, and give it a thumbs up if you are watching it wherever you watch it, so I can use that algorithm for all the helpful stuff. So I do appreciate it, and I thank you guys, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good night, chat.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.